I would say for the last 10 years or so, I've been focusing on costume making, costumes and props. But I started off in making Halo costumes.
And wearing the Halo outfit earlier today.
That was me in one of my more recent ODST costumes. But I got involved in Halo costuming in 2004 at a website that was started off as Mjolnir Armor Forums and later became the 405th Infantry. I was staff moderator there for, 5-6 years. It was really not so much about keeping order there as much as it was about teaching people and trying to share information with as many people as we could.
Right.
I think we got in at a very interesting time in costuming when we started up at Forum, because it was right around the birth of Pepakura, which is probably one of the more popular methods of making costumes, costume armor, downloading paper files and laminating them with resin and all that stuff.
Right.
So when we came in, we basically gathered a bunch of people who were all interested in that, had different backgrounds, and we sort of tore apart that process and really refined it into a method that I think is used by all kinds of costumers, not just Halo costumers.
Right.
And the more I see people, even today, Sub-Zero today was telling me all about the Pepakura method that he used to make his costume,
right.
And I was just, very impressed, but I didn't want to tell him that, but, we kind of, I think we honed that process.
Right.
There were people who were making the paper stuff. I think my background in knowing how to laminate the models and all of that stuff, it was a group project.
Right.
But that was where it all started. I've gone on about that for too long. But
I was asking, that's actually one of my biggest things is like trying to learn how to do stuff, because I've done kind of just some I dab in steampunk stuff and like Nerf guns and like
some of the stuff he makes is really good. Some pirate getup he's done.
Yeah, but it's just, I remember like with the Nerf guns, I went through like a couple different versions of them, and it was just like, okay, I'm using this spray paint with this paint, and I'm throwing this kind of laminate, and I'm like,
it's all about experimentation and just learning from your mistakes and just keeping at it until you sort of refine your own abilities. I think everybody has the vision of what they want to make. It's just a matter of being patient enough to keep doing it until your ability matches what your vision was.
Right. I think I saw on the paper in there that you've been on like Sci-Fi Network and Discovery Channel.
It's really strange. Very often it's my customers who will contact me and they'll say, I was at this event today and Sci-Fi was there, and your costume is going to be on it was on Naked Vegas on the Sci-Fi Network. It was a competition show, a body painting competition show, and a buddy of mine entered their cosplay contest, and he won. He took first place in their cosplay contest, but they didn't put that on the episode.
Oh, come on!
They gave all the accolades to the body painters, right? Their contestants. But then it's just so weird because I have no idea when it's going to happen. Somebody will post on my Facebook a still from like Sons of Guns was this show. I don't even know. Is that Discovery or?
Yeah, was that the one that they own the gun shop? Or yeah.
Well, they had an episode where they went to Atlanta to Dragon Con, which is the convention that we go to every year, and one of their shots was of me and my buddy John walking in their parade. There was 2 or 3 seconds of shots of the parade, and they chose us.
Nice.
I have no idea. I showed it to my wife because she was standing right next to John in the picture, and I said, "Well, you're on national television, sweetie." she's very shy, and like I think I had to force her to walk with us to take pictures that day, and she ends up on national TV because of it.
So you're a big gamer? You said you started with Halo, and I saw a Handsome Jack mask on your table.
I would say that my interest in costuming comes from my interest in video games. As this has become more of a developed career for me, I don't have as much time to play as I would love to have more time to play. I mean, if I wasn't in the studio, 10 hours a day working on costumes and sending people out their costume kits and that kind of stuff,
right?
I would be at home playing Titanfall. I would probably be at home.
I would be home playing.
Right,
me too.
Right now. And it's kind of a double-edged sword too, because my schedule in the studio keeps me busy enough that sometimes I can't jump on the next project that I want to as quickly as I can.
Right.
And I've seen my friends just completely lap me with the Titanfall stuff, and they've already got finished Titanfall cosplays. My buddy Walter Marlin from Stony Props has already 3D printed the most gorgeous pilot helmet from Titanfall, and it is perfect. I look at something like that and I go, well, I guess I'll sculpt one. It'd be a different approach at least. It wasn't 3D printed. And, it's absolutely fantastic. I like that everybody has their own way of doing things. I'm very analog. That's just the way I learned. I went to school for sculpture, a degree in fine art. I learned how to how to make my molds and sculpt and do everything by hand. And I've slowly caught up with some of the 3D modeling stuff, but it's really it's not what I do best.
Right.
So I stick with the analog methods of sculpting and sanding and shaping and filing, and that's really what I love.
You ever made anything really weird off the wall?
Oh, well, it depends, I guess, what you consider off the wall. I made a really nice set of gravity boots from Portal. That's off the wall.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Well, I see what you did there.
It's a pun. It's a pun.
Come on, Matt.
I was too busy laughing because I like.
No, I don't know. I get approached, I guess, by a lot of independent filmmakers, a lot of people who have small budgets, and they are just looking for somebody to make something for their short film or for a teaser trailer or something like that. And I get to make something quickly. We made a Carl mask, the robot from the Penny Arcade comic strip.
Oh, yeah.
That was for a short film that Siege Films produced. And let's say my most favorite project that I've worked on was a two-part short film called Helljumper, which was a bunch of students from New York Film Academy decided that they wanted to do a Halo fan movie, and they wanted it to be about ODSTs. And I just happened to be the guy who was specializing in ODSTs at the time. So they found me, and I made a bunch of costumes for them. And
was that the picture with all the people standing there with their helmets off? Yeah.
Well, I think that photo was from Dragon Con, but there are a bunch of other pictures there too. But if you go to helljumper.com, helljumper.com, you can see the two-part short film there. Directed by Dan Wang and a really, really talented group of students from New York Film Academy. And it's very awesome to get to see something that you made in your garage get like a cinematic treatment. Like it feels like it felt like a real movie to me. Like I went there to appear on set. They asked me to show up and to maybe help them with the costumes, and they said, we'll get you in a scene in the movie if you show up. And I was like, well, I have to do that. So I showed up, and we got in costume that day, and I guess they had already been filming for like 4 or 5 days. They were already exhausted, and I was showing up fresh, and maybe they took it out on me because I wasn't as exhausted as everybody else was. Right. So for a couple hours, we ran laps on this big like football field type place. we're supposedly running from the Covenant to a drop ship, but we're talking, like about the length of half a football field, running full speed in the costume armor. I've never run in my own armor myself, but it was really cool seeing that it could be done and seeing that they were using my convention costumes as stunt suits,
right.
And they actually survived. The aluminum rivets were breaking before the armor was breaking, so I was like, I had no idea that they would put them through so much abuse. But so that day we're running laps and got a director, and the stage or the stage manager yelling, "Go, go, go!" And there's like 20 of us. We're all running. They wanted me.
Stumbled upon that, a whole bunch of Spartans running around.
and they wanted me in front, and my visor in my helmet was fogging up so badly I could barely see where I was running. So how I didn't trip and fall on my face, in front of their cameras, I have no idea. But then when the film was finished, I got to that part in the movie, and they used half a second of that day. It was like literally a half a second. You see me running for a split second, and I turn and then cut to the next shot. But it was one of the big visual effects scenes, so I was just happy to be in it.
Yeah,
and,
that's really cool.
I mean, how can you complain about somebody who wants to make a movie using, your costume?
Right.
Take this, like I said, take the stuff out of your garage and give it the cinematic treatment.
Check to see if we have any orbital assets.
Roger. Negative, sir. I'm getting nothing back from UNSC Sacramento.
All right. The first evac point is not too far from here. Where's Jackson?
I've lost signal for Jackson's transponder. Pillar's
I
about.
don't care where Pillar is. I'll put down a cover and you make a break for that building. Hooah!
Hooah, sir.
So the aliens, man? That's how big they were? How we can get out of here, man?
Yo, shut up.
So what happened?
I don't know. It happened so fast. They came and attacked us. We came in hoping to hide, but the big ones, they can smell us, man.
Well, Mason, you're fucked.
You're funny. Someone's got away.
Shh! Did you hear that?
That way.
All units, this is Alpha 1. We're pulling back to the evac. First birds are leaving in 5. Coordinates are 40-35.
Roger that. Pilots to be in central of VI stars in the vicinity. Pelicans inbound, boys. Hang tight.
Clear. Nothing.
Gotta move! Go, 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 go!
Two more quick things if you have time.
Sure.
One, I like your taste in hat.
Oh, hey.
They're not exactly the same, but they're
Very similar. Very similar.
Two, have you seen the new Ninja Turtles trailer?
I did see the new Ninja Turtles trailer. It was
All CGI.
It was a big buzz a couple of days ago.
Right.
And I think everybody was sort of squaring off about it.
Do you miss the days of people wearing masks and
I
acting as
do.
Ninja Turtles?
Call me old-fashioned, but I love practical effects.
Sure.
And there are amazing things that you can do with CG, and I have a completely different appreciation for that. It doesn't have to be one thing or the other, and I think the best effects in the world are when they know how to use the two together in combination. I wasn't real thrilled with the redesign of the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
I'm feeling iffy about it. We'll see. I'll have to see the movie, but
I'm going to keep an open mind. I think overall they look fantastic, but we got up close and we got to see their faces in the trailer, and it was something about seeing their lips, because the old Ninja Turtles didn't really have lips. They kind of had this really long, wide mouth.
Yeah.
And seeing them enunciate with lips, there was something strange about that.
Yeah, it was. It's that almost that uncanny valley effect.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
And then the noses were kind of strange too.
Yes, I'll go behind you.
They looked a little bit to me like Cabbage Patch Dolls.
Yeah.
Or or dogs or something. It didn't read as turtle to me, but I'll reserve judgment until I see the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm all for anything that gets a new generation of people into one of the franchises that I loved as a kid.
Definitely.
You have to love that. And
Maybe they could just CGI Negan into the new Ghostbusters.
There you go.
oh man, yeah.
I made everybody sad now.
Downer.
I'm sorry.
Well, it does sound like they're still tinkering with the script, and I don't know what.
Yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure it's just Dan Aykroyd just wants that movie made.
Yeah.
Well, we can't make Crystal Skull vodka forever, right?
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
I think Dan Aykroyd. I think Ghostbusters is probably the last thing he can grab onto to maybe turn his career around sort of late in his career.
Yeah.
Besides his love for UFOs.
Oh yeah. His crazy conspiracy videos on Netflix.
All right. Well, thank you very much for talking.
Absolutely.
To us. It was good to meet you. Hopefully, we'll see you again. We'll be at Sci-Fi Valley Con. I think we're going to Steel City Con if we're going to either of those.
I'm going to try to make it to that Sci-Fi Valley Con.
Definitely should.
I'll probably see you guys again.